Hey, good people. This is Zena, a.k.a. Sugar Mom. That's what my grandbabies call me. So, my affirmation of the day says, my past might be ugly, but I'm still gorgeous. I am currently sitting at my desk and I'm going to read from this book here, The Pop Chakras, The Seven Spiritual Laws of Success. Got this book at a thrift store, so I'm going to read a little bit of what I'm reading today. The first spiritual law of success is the law of pure potentiality. This law is based on the fact that we are in our essential state, pure consciousness. Pure consciousness is pure potentiality. It is the field of all possibilities and infinite creativity. Pure consciousness is our spiritual essence. Being infinite and unbounded, it is also pure joy. Other attributes of consciousness are pure knowledge, infinite silence, perfect balance, invincibility, invincibility, I believe I said that correctly, simplicity, and bliss. This is our essential nature. Our essential nature is one of pure potentiality. When you discover your essential nature and know who you really are, and that knowing itself is the ability to fulfill any dream you have, because you are the eternal possibility, the immeasurable potential of all that was, is, and will be. The law of pure potentiality could also be called the law of unity because underlining the infinite diversity of life is the unity of one all pervasive spirit. There is no separation between you and the field of energy. The field of pure potentiality is your own self. And the more you experience your true nature, the closer you are to the field of pure potentiality. The experience of the self or self referral means that our internal reference point is our own spirit and not the objects of our experience. The opposite of self referral is object referral. In object referral, we are always influenced by objects outside the self, which include situations, circumstances, people, and things. In the object referral, we are constantly seeking the approval of others. Our thinking and our behavior are always in anticipation of a response. It is therefore fear based. In object referral, we also feel an intense need to control things. We feel an intense need for external power, the need for approval, the need to control things, and the need for external power are needs that are based on fear. This kind of power is not the power of pure potentiality or the power of self or real power. When we experience the power of self, there is an absence of fear. There's no compulsion to control and no struggle for approval or external power. In objective referral, your internal reference point is your ego. The ego, however, is not who you really are. The ego is your self image, it is your social mask, it is the role you are playing. Your social mask thrives on approval. It wants to control, and it is sustained by power because it lives in fear. That's interesting. Your true self, which is your spirit, your soul, is completely free of those things. It is immune to criticism, it is unfearful of any challenge, and it feels beneath no one. And yet it is also humble and feels superior to no one because it recognizes that everyone else is the same self, the same spirit in different disguises. That's the essential difference between objective referral and self referral. In self referral, you experience your true being, which is unfearful of any challenge, has respect for all people, and feels beneath no one. Self power is therefore true power. Power based on objective referral, however, is false power, being ego based power. It lasts only as long as the object of reference is there. If you have a certain title, if you're the president of the country or the chairman of a corporation, or if you have a lot of money, the power you enjoy goes with the title, with the job, with the money. Ego based power will only last as long as things last. As soon as the title, job, the money go away, so does the power. Self power, on the other hand, is permanent because it is based on the knowledge of self. And there are certain characteristics of self power. It draws people to you, and it also draws things that you want to you. It magnetizes people, situations, and circumstances to support your desires. This is also called support from the law of nature. It is the support of divinity. It is the support that comes from being in the state of grace. Your power is such that you enjoy a bond with people and people enjoy a bond with you. Your power is that of bonding, a bonding that comes from true love. How can we apply the law of pure potentiality, the field of all possibilities, to our lives? If you want to enjoy the benefit of the field of pure potentiality, if you want to make full use of the creativity which is inherent in pure consciousness, then you have access to it. One way to access the field is through the daily practice of silence, meditation, and non-judgment. Spending time in nature will also give you access to the quality inherent in the field, infinite creativity, freedom, and bliss. Practice silence. Practicing silence means making a commitment to take a certain amount of time to simply be. Experiencing silence means periodically withdrawing from the activity of speech. It also means periodically withdrawing from such activities as watching television, listening to the radio, or reading a book. If you never give yourself the opportunity to experience silence, this creates turbulence in your internal dialogue. Set aside a little time once in a while to experience silence, or simply make a commitment to maintain silence for a certain period of each day. You could do it for 2 hours, or if that seems a lot, do it for 1 hour period. And every once in a while, experience silence for an extended period of time, such as a full day or 2 days or a whole week. I wonder is that what I've been doing in my study room? Because I go in my study room, my crafts room, I have no music, no cell phone, no nothing. It's just me and my crafts. And that's it. Hmm. Let's continue on. What happens when you go into this experience of silence? Initially, your internal dialogue becomes even more turbulent. You feel an intense need to say things. I've known people who go absolutely crazy the first day or two when they commit themselves to an extended period of silence. A sense of urgency and anxiety suddenly comes over them. Hmm. But as they stay with the experience, their internal dialogue begins to quieting. And as soon as the silence becomes profound, this is because after a while the mind gives up. It realizes there is no point in going around and around if you, the self, the spirit, the choice maker, are not going to speak, period. Then, as the internal dialogue quietens, I can't get it out. You begin to experience the stillness of the field of pure potentiality. Is that what I've been going through? Because I really makes hmm. Practicing silence periodically as it is convenient to you is one way to experience the law of pure potentiality. Ideally, you should meditate at least 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes in the evening. Through meditation, you will learn to experience the field of pure silence and pure awareness. In that field of pure silence is the field of infinite correlations, the field of infinite organizing power, the ultimate ground of creation where everything is inseparable, connected with everything else. Hmm. The fifth spiritual law, the law of intention and desire, you will see how you can introduce a faint impulse of attention in this field, and the creation of desire will come about spontaneously. But first, you have to experience stillness. Stillness is the first requirement for manifesting your desires, because in stillness lies your connection to the field of pure potentiality that can orchestrate an infinity of details for you. Imagine throwing a little stone into a still pond and watching it ripple. Then, after a while, when the ripple settles down, perhaps you throw another little stone. That's exactly what you do when you go into the field of pure silence and introduce yourself, your intentions. In this silence, even the faintest intention will ripple across the underlying ground of universal consciousness, which connects everything with everything else. If you do not experience stillness in consciousness, if your mind is like a turbulent ocean, you could throw the Empire State Building into it and you wouldn't notice a thing. In the Bible, in the Bible is the expression, be still and know that I am God. This can only be accomplished through meditation. Another way to access the field of pure potential is through the practice of non judgment. Judgment is the constant evaluation of things at right or wrong, good or bad. When you constantly evaluating, classifying, labeling, and analyzing, you create a lot of turbulence in your internal dialogue. That is true. This turbulence constricts the flow of energy between you and the field of pure potentiality. You literally squeeze the gap between thoughts. The gap is your connection to the field of pure potentiality, is that state of pure awareness, that silent space between thoughts and inner silence that connects you to true power. And when you squeeze the gap, you squeeze your connection to the field of pure potentiality, infinite creativity. Hmm. There is a prayer in A Course in Miracles that states, today I shall judge nothing that occurs. Non judgment creates silence in your mind. It is a good idea, therefore, to begin your day with statements. And throughout the day, remind yourself that statements each time you catch yourself judging. If practicing this if practicing this procedure for a whole day seems too difficult, then you may simply say to yourself, for the next 2 hours, I won't judge anything. Or for the next hour, I will experience non judgment. Then you can extend it gradually. Through silence, through meditation, and through non judgment, you will access the first law of pure potentiality. That's good to know. Once you start doing that, you can add a fourth component to the practice, and that is regularly spending time in direct commune with nature. Spending time in nature enables you to sense the harmonious interaction of all the elements and forces of life and gives you a sense of unity with all life. Whether it's whether it be a stream, a forest, a mountain, a lake, or the seashore. That connection with nature's intelligence will also help you access the field of pure potentiality. You must learn to get in touch with the innermost essence of your being. This true essence is beyond the ego. It is fearless, it is free, it is immune to criticism. It does not fear any challenge. It is beneath no one, superior to no one, and full of magic, mystery, and enchantment. That access to your true essence will give you insight into the mirror of relationships because all relationships is a reflection of your relationship with yourself. That is so true. For example, if you have guilt, fear, and insecurities over money or success or anything else, then are reflections of guilt, fear, and insecurity as basic aspects of your personality. No amount of money or success will solve these basic problems of existence. Only intimacy with the self will bring about true healing. And when you are grounded in knowledge of your true self, when you really understand your true nature, you will never feel guilty, fearful, or insecure about money or affluence or fulfilling your desire because you will realize that essence of all material wealth is life energy. It is pure potentiality. And pure potentiality is your in the strict sync nature. I think I said that word right. As you gain more and more access to your true nature, you will also spontaneously receive creative thoughts because the field of pure potentiality is also the fear of infinite creativity and pure knowledge. I believe that because I can go in my little room, y'all, and have infinite creativity. I just create and I create, and it's like I said, it's no music, no cell phones, just myself and my arts and crafts. That's it. Um, I don't know if I'm saying this word right, but Franz Kafka, the Austrian philosopher and poet, once said, "You need not leave your room. Remain sitting at the table and listen. You need not even listen. Simply wait. You need not even wait. Just learn to become quiet and still and solitary. The world will freely offer itself to you to be unmasked. It has no choice. It will roll in ecstasy at your feet. The affluence of the universe, the lavish display and abundance of the universe, is an expression of creative mind of nature. The more tuned in you are to the mind of nature, the more you have access to infinite, unbounded creativity. But first, you have to go beyond the turbulence of your internal dialogue to connect with that abundant, affluent, infinite, creative mind. And then you create the possibility of dynamic activity while at the same time carrying the stillness of the internal unbounded creative mind. This exquisite combination of silence, unbounded, infinite mind, along with dynamic, bounded, individual mind, is the perfect balance of stillness and movement simultaneously that can create whatever you want. This coexistence of opposite stillness and dynamism, excuse me if I butchered that word, at the same time makes you independent of situations, circumstances, people, and things. When you quietly acknowledge this exquisite coexistence of opposites, you align yourself with the world of energy, the quantum soup, the non material, non stuff that is the source of material world. This world of energy is fluid, dynamic, resilient, changing, forever in motion. And yet it is also non changing, still, quiet, eternal, and silent. Stillness alone is the potentiality for creativity. Movement alone is creativity you restricted to a certain aspect of expression. But the combination of movement and stillness enables you to unleash your creativity in all directions, wherever the power of your attention takes you. Wherever you go in the mindset of movement and activity, carry your stillness with you. Then the chaotic movement around you will never overshadow your access to the reservoir of creativity, the field of pure potentiality. So that is the end of chapter one, the law of pure potentiality, written by Deepak Chopra. Here, I will put the law of pure potentiality in effect by making a commitment to take the following steps. It's three steps that he's outlined here. I'm gonna read them out loud for you. I will get in touch with the field of pure potential by taking time each day to be silent, to just be. I will also sit alone in silent meditation at least twice a day for approximately 30 minutes in the morning and 30 in the evening. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to put these in the notes at the bottom in the description, and you guys can read, apply